Good morning. Thanks for joining me today. We're here back at Orchestra Farm for my morning walkabout. And today I'm reminded of a fun conversation I had at a Thanksgiving feast. It's right here in Canada, happens a month early. And it was around the ideas of harmony and what constitutes harmony. Now, a lot of people will talk about discord, which is great, or dissonance, and that has a total place both in the world and in life and with harmony, along with consonance. Oh, that was exciting. Let's check on our squashes today. How much water is in my little thing here? Not too much, but some. And yeah, definitely need to spray the bleach solution in here. And with that, the notion that I don't hardly hear very many people talk about consonance. So consonance is when things just sound really good together. Now, obviously it's nice when we feel good and we have those happy emotions or the pleasant emotions. Those would be consonant emotions. But we gotta be honest, like the other emotions happen too. Sadness, anger, grief, the list goes on for a while. And some people might call them dissonant emotions. Because generally speaking, when those are happening, we don't necessarily feel very good. And in this conversation, I was expressing the notion that as we live life, we actually need all of that. That's why all of that is part of harmony. And also this notion that as we're living life, things actually improve as we experience more variation. Meaning, if all you ever experience is just good times in your life, and you never experience any difficulties or hardships or dissonance, then there's no comparison. It's just all kind of this one thing. And it's my opinion and belief that, like, when you're listening to a piece of music or you experience some of these more difficult emotions, that when the tables turn and there's a resolution and you experience the consonance after that, that actually it's so amazingly wonderful that you can have so much more of an upliftment. That's why when you're listening to certain pieces of music and they have these dissonant qualities take place and then the resolution to a consonance occurs, you have this wonderful experience. And I just gotta show you guys this is a little calendula there. It's like the sunlight's not quite hitting it yet, but it's wonderful. Little burst of color down there. You can see the sunshine just coming, streaming in through the trees. I just love all that. And that's why when I watch a movie about someone who's had a really difficult life and then they finally succeed, it just really pulls me in and makes me feel so good. I might even cry every now and then because I'm just like, oh yeah, they did it. Whereas, someone who's just always a winner or just has everything go their way, it doesn't have that same appeal. You're like, yeah, good for them. And hey, if you're that person, all the more power to you. But actually, all the more power to those individuals who make it through those challenging moments. And just that notion of how good life can feel. Look at these flowers. I'm shocked. It's the 12th of October, 2023 right now. The Ella campaign there. Pretty amazing. Little Granny Smith apples. And that's why, like, when I'm making music or doing some acting or even when I'm trying to paint, I like to really lean into a lot of those dissonant aspects of it so that there can be that beautiful resolution. Now, if you've been following me for a moment, you know that I'm releasing more music. My next song, the final single for my upcoming album, Life in the Jackalopes Den, comes out tomorrow, October 13th. It's the Friday the 13th in October. That's pretty great. And, you know, as I was thinking about talking to you today, I had that notion of this is, my opinion, one of the more dissonant tracks on the album. And in that notion of like resolution, it doesn't necessarily have like the resolution in the track because it's part of this greater thing. And so the track that comes after it in the album is going to have more of that resolution aspect to it. But as I was listening to the Huberman Lab podcast, they were talking about music and its impacts on us. And one of the things he mentioned was to actually listen to music for short amounts of time that are just really different than the other stuff that you're listening to. And that I forget why it helps the brain, but it does help the brain, the mind, the emotionality of life, regulation. And I was like, you know what? That's definitely what my music can do. Because unless you're listening to a lot of strange musics out there, you're probably not hearing many things like what I'm creating. And to hear that, you can go over to bendingreeds.bandcamp.com. It should also be on a bunch of your streaming services, but again, you know, those don't really honor the artist very well. So if you do listen to that, I'd super appreciate a follow there. And thanks for watching these videos today. Thanks for subscribing. If you've got any comments about this, how harmony or consonance and dissonance play out in your own life, or how you are relating to them, I'd love to hear that in the comments below. This would be on my YouTube channel. Hopefully you're there. And if you are there, thanks for subscribing to that. Anyway, thanks for all those things. Thanks for tuning in. It's so surprising and wonderful to have people watching this. With that, I hope that you all have too much fun.